Abdulrazak Ali, and this is Dalsan TV English News. We have a lot lined up for you, but first let's have a look at some of the stories that are making headlines here in Somalia. Somali National Army Chief meets UN head to discuss enhancing logistical support. Sodma receives humanitarian aid shipment from UAE government in Mogadishu. Somali Army and Jubaland regional forces intensify anti-Al-Shabaab operations in Lower Juba region. Somali Prime Minister accuses Ethiopia of sabotaging Somaliland talks. Now welcome back. The Somali Army Chief General Muhyiddin Ibrahim Sheikh has met with the head of the United Nations Support Office in Somalia, Quratul Ain Saidozi, in Mogadishu on Monday. The meeting in the capital city discussed various important issues, including strengthening cooperation between the two nations' body and the Somali government in bolstering logistical support to the Somali government forces as they assume full security responsibilities from the outgoing ATMIS peacekeepers.
The commander of the Somali National Army Major General Ibrahim Sheikh Muhyiddin held meeting with the head of the United Nations Support Office in Somalia, UNSOS, Quratul Ain Saidozi in Mogadishu on Monday. The meeting in Mogadishu discussed various important issues including strengthening cooperation between the UN's body and the government in bolstering logistical support to the Somali forces as they assume security responsibilities from the ATMIS. The discussion also focused on enhancing the training and support offered by the agency to the Somali military in a bid to uplift their skills as they continue to battle with Al-Shabaab in the battlefront. The SNA chief thanked the UN body for its continuous support to the Somali military and called on the agency to bolster its diverse support to armed forces to make them respond to the emerging trends of crime. The UNSOS head underscored the unwavering commitment by the organization to continue supporting Somali government forces. Currently, UNSOS provides non-lethal logistical support to forces. It supports 14,900 SNA and 1,000 police force personnel in joint or coordinated operations with ATMIS, with the intention to increase support to 18,900 SSF.
The Somali National Disaster Management Agency, SODMA, has received a relief shipment of food items from the United Arab Emirates government. The agency's deputy commissioner and other directors were in hand to formally receive the humanitarian aid from the officials of the United Arab Emirates at the Aden Abdullah International Airport in Mogadishu. The Somali National Disaster Management Agency has on Monday received a relief shipment of food items from the United Arab Emirates UAE government. The agency's deputy commissioner and other directors were in hand to formally receive the humanitarian aid from officials of the United Arab Emirates at the Aden Abdullah International Airport in the capital Mogadishu. Speaking at the airport during the brief reception ceremony, the SODMA officials pledged to disburse the humanitarian supply to the vulnerable Somali people severely impacted by the natural calamities, including the recent El Nino floods ahead of the holy month of Ramadan, which is set to commence very soon. Dr. Aden expressed gratitude to the UAE government for the humble gesture and commended for its support to supporting Somalia in times of crisis. The UAE embassy officials who handed over the consignment of the relief supply to bolster humanitarian support to Somali people reeling from the effects of the natural calamities. The UAE embassy in Mogadishu last year handed over an aid delivery provided by the Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan Foundation to the Somali government to help the Somali people affected by the severe drought that had gripped the Horn of African nation, displacing thousands of people and devastated livelihoods. The UAE has supported Somalia in different areas, primarily in the humanitarian sector, where they provide tons of aid supply to cushion the vulnerable Somali population from the effects of the natural disasters. The Somali National Army, backed by the Jubaland regional forces, have continued to intensify the fight against the militant group Al-Shabaab in Lower Juba region in efforts aimed at getting rid of the insurgents group from the Horn of African nation. Our reporter has more on this.
Somali National Army backed by Jubaland regional forces have continued to intensify anti-operations Al-Shabaab in Lower Juba region in efforts aimed at getting rid of the insurgents from the Horn of Africa nation. The joint forces conducted massive offensives targeting the group's hideouts in the region for the third day, leading to the killing of 35 militants in Musa Haji, Malele, Tado, Bahar Sof, and other areas where the outfit maintains operational bases. The joint forces conducted massive offensives targeting the group's hideouts in the region for the third day, leading to the killing of 35 militants in Musa Haji, Malele, Tado, Bahar Sof, and other areas where the outfit maintains operational bases. Al-Shabaab has recently been encountering significant losses in areas under the jurisdiction of Jubaland state, where the group still has huge presence both in terms of personnel and territory. Somali president in June 2022, after his re-election, declared a total war against the Al-Shabaab, with the first phase of offensive against the militants in Hirshabelle and Galmudug states, killing over 3,000 members. This even as African Union Transition Mission in Somalia ATMIS continues to draw down its troops in the Horn of Africa nation in compliance with the United Nations Security Council resolution mandating the total withdrawal of the troops from Somalia. The third phase of the peacekeeping troops is scheduled to commence very soon, with the last batch of the ATMIS set to leave Somalia by the end of 2024 December.
Somali Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre has accused Ethiopia of being determined to undermine the Somali government's efforts continued talks with the breakaway region of Somaliland. Speaking in Mogadishu on Tuesday, Mr. Barre said that the Memorandum of Understanding signed in Addis Ababa on January 1st betrayed Somaliland and emphasized that the Somali government has shown great patience with Ethiopia. Our reporter has more on this. Somali Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre has accused Ethiopia of being determined to undermine the Somali government's efforts to continue talks with the breakaway region of Somaliland. Speaking in Mogadishu on Tuesday, Barre stated that the Memorandum of Understanding signed in Addis Ababa on January 1st betrayed Somaliland and emphasized that the Somali government has shown great patience with Ethiopia. Mr. Barre called on Somaliland leaders to return to the negotiating table. In the last week of December last year, Somalia and the breakaway region of Somaliland agreed to resume dialogue to address outstanding issues after enduring political tensions and years of deadlock.
soo qortaa meel aad u foolxun yaa wada xagee ka timid yaa mas'uulka ah ma aniga musuqmaasuq sameeyay xagee musuqmaasuq ka yimid xagee ka socdo ma heerka wasiirada mise xalanay fadhidaa xagee baash fadhidaa problemka xagee ka jira counter system kayaga anagu dawlad baan waana la dhisay World Bank-ga waa mahadsan yihiin IMF-ta kulligiin dhamaantii waa ka qayb qaadateen the counter system baan la dhisay oo financially very strong gaan anaga aaminsanahay inuu yahay oo capacity in our capacity haddana wali waad ka biyadiidsan tihiin oo ma soo maraysaa.
The agreement, reached after 2 days of talks mediated by Djibouti, President Ismail Omar Guelleh, marked the first of its kind since 2020 when similar negotiations stalled. Following the Djibouti talks, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed invited Somaliland President Muse Bihi Abdi to Addis Ababa to sign Memorandum of Understanding with Somaliland on January 1st, granting Ethiopia access to the sea. Somalia has stated that there is no room for mediation in the dispute with Ethiopia unless Addis Ababa cancels its controversial deal with the breakaway region of Somaliland. Thank you so much for tuning in to Dalsan TV English News. My name is Abdulrazak Ali. Till we meet again, have a lovely evening.